Development Library in our children's room with a whole new middle grade book spotlight. So for this week is one of my favorite themes because we are going to be talking about some new books, because who doesn't love a new book? You know, when you're the first person to read it and that spine cracks open and it has that new book smell to it. So we have 6 new books we're going to take a look at. So let's get started. Our first one is Above the Rim by Jen Bryant. And I know it looks like it's a picture book, and usually we don't talk about picture books on here, but this book is so amazing. We had to talk about it. So if you love basketball, then you need to know the name Elgin Baylor if you don't already know it. So growing up in the 1940s in Washington, D.C., he played at a time when segregation did not allow him to play on the same courts or use the same equipment as whites did. But that didn't stop him from beginning and becoming an amazing player. When it was time for him to go to college, many schools didn't want to recruit him to come play for them because of the color of his skin. But he made it to the NBA anyways, where he soon became one of the best players of the game. And not only did he become one of the best players of the game, but he recognized that he could make a difference, and that's exactly what he started to do. He led the charge in peaceful protesting, and he started to bring attention to the negative role and impact segregation played throughout society, and including in the game and in the NBA league itself. And that led the NBA to start making some serious changes. This amazing book is a must-read for sports fans and even for those who aren't. Anyone can make a difference, especially with positivity and using positive and peaceful changes, and they need to stand up for what you believe in. So if you're curious in reading more about him and you maybe not a picture book, we do have some awesome chapter books about him as well. So this is Above the Rim, all about Elgin Baylor. Coop knows the scoop. So 13-year-old Coop and his mom live with his grandfather in a quiet, windy Bottom, Georgia, where literally nothing happens. That changes though when they're building a new town playground, and during the course of the construction, they find a human skeleton, like a full human skeleton. And Coop and all of his friends are so curious about what the deal is. That quickly changes though when the remains are identified as Coop's long gone grandmother. Supposedly, everyone 40 years ago thought she just up and left and she went on to go live somewhere else. But now her skeleton is found, they start thinking that Coop's grandfather actually murdered his grandmother. So Coop knows though that is not the case. There is no way that his grandfather committed this horrible crime, and he's gonna figure out what exactly happened 40 years ago. And there had to be more going on than what automatically is assumed. If you love a good mystery, some amazing friendships, because you know Coop's gonna have his best friends helping him along the way, this is all of that. Coop knows the scoop. Boys in the Back Row. This is one of my new favorites, okay? So Matt and his best friend Eric know that they can tackle everything and everyone as long as they are together. But when Matt learns that Eric's family is going to be moving at the end of the school year, Matt is shocked and he does not know what he's going to do without Eric by his side. So when they find out that their middle school band is going to be competing at the World of Amazement Spring Music Festival at an amusement park, and it's going to require a 3-night overnight trip, and it's going to be really super close to where their favorite graphic novel artist is going to be signing, they decide they are going to do something they normally would never do, and it might either get them into a super ton of trouble, or they could actually become legends in their own right. They're going to sneak away from the competition. They're going to go to that Comic-Con, DefenderCon as it's going to be called in this book, and they're going to go get their artwork signed by this famous artist. And they're going to do this all without anyone knowing they're gone, and they're not going to be caught. But when their enemy and bully Sean learns about their plans and he wants in, Matt and Eric will need to decide what it is that they want to do and how to handle the situation. And of course, things are not going to go as planned. Filled with humor, and it also includes serious issues such as racism and bullying, as well as an incredible realistic look at friendship and the power it gives us. This is The Boys in the Back Row. Becoming Muhammad Ali. So if you do not know who Muhammad Ali was, he was considered to be one of the greatest boxers and athletes of all time. This historical fiction-inspired biography, though, takes a look at him before he was Muhammad Ali, when his name was Cassius Clay, and he was just trying to grow up in the segregated South and trying to survive, just trying to get through middle school. He is so much like all of you. You know, he didn't like going to school. He was always trying to help his parents as they were also trying to work and take care of everything else. He dealt with bullies. He loved spending time with his friends. And he even experiences his first love in a heartbreak. Told as an incredible novelist verse, which means it's filled with poetry format. This just makes that story, you know, that much better. You'll be cheering Cassius on the whole time, even though you may already know the outcome to his amazing story. This is Becoming Muhammad Ali. Our next one, my video game ate my homework. So Dewey is an amazing engineer, but he suffers from dyslexia, which makes other things not quite as easy, such as numbers and reading and writing, you know, like all that school stuff. So in order to avoid summer school, he's really hoping that his amazing science fair project is going to save his grade, so that way he doesn't have to spend his summer in school. When his best friend Ferg shows up, needing Dewey to fix this broken VR game console, he really, really, really needs Dewey to fix it, because no one is supposed to have this game console yet, because his dad is part of the inventor on it, and he kind of snuck it out of the house, and now it's broken, and Ferg knows he's going to be in a tremendous amount of trouble if he can't get this figured out. But things kind of get a little bit worse when the VR console eats Dewey's science fair project, and now it's going to be up to Dewey, Ferg's sister Beatrice, and her friend Catherine to enter into this game console via this portal, and he needs to find this project or else he's looking at summer school. So if you love video games and wish you could actually enter one and have some serious gameplay, you will love this adventure, action-packed graphic novel, My Video Game Ate My Homework. And our last new book for this week. This is Muffled. So Amelia is getting ready to start 5th grade, and it is now time that her parents, teacher, and counselor want her to start giving up her noise-canceling headphones. The reason why Amelia is wearing these headphones is she deals with a lot of noise sensitivity, and they just help her, you know, be able to focus and concentrate more, but it also helps her to avoid things like making friends. So to kind of help her to get a little more social, they want her to kind of ease off from using her headphones. So her father, who also deals with this, gives her a pair of purple fluffy earmuffs to help her, and she finds herself on the start of this new journey, you know, throughout school. She's still struggling to try to fit in and having others understand her and, you know, why she is the way she is and why she's wearing her headphones. But then she also starts to make new friends, and she has to take music class this year, but before she knows it, she's learning how to play the trombone. And this realistic book gives you the chance to live and see through the eyes of someone else, allowing us to know maybe how life is for others and to gain some empathy for what others may be going through. This is Muffled. So these are just 6 of the new books that we have here at the library, but I can promise you we have a ton more, and we are always getting more. So feel free to come on down, check out one of these 6, or when you come to the library, make sure to check out our new books, displays, and tables. That way you know you're getting first dibs on some of this amazing, awesome new stuff. I hope you have a great week, and I hope you tune back next week when we have a whole new middle grade book spotlight.